I'm having breakfast with Mary Lee. Yo-do-do-do-dee. I'm having breakfast with Mary Lee.
Thank goodness our forefathers had the good sense to declare Independence Day on July 4th. Otherwise, we wouldn't have one single holiday all summer long. Welcome to the Breakfast with Barry Lee podcast. Coming up, my special guest on this week's podcast, my good friend from Strasburg, Lloyd Willis. He's in training for the National Senior Games in Pittsburgh. Right now, though, let's compete with the Brainbuster. When it comes to the kids' summer break from school, the average parent is ready for summer break to be over in how many days? Is it A, 13, B, 19 days, or C, 25 days? The answer coming up at the end of the podcast. Now, before we go to the podcast planner, want to wish a happy belated 20th birthday to Bailey, also known as Doodlebug. Lots of love, Bailey, from Mommy, Grandma, Granddaddy, Zena, and Butterscotch. Hope it was a great birthday. And checking out the podcast planner, nationaldaycalendar.com. Monday, July 3rd is National Eat Your Beans Day. It's also Compliment Your Mirror Day. And we have 3 communities celebrating Independence Day with fireworks on the 3rd. In Clark County at the Ruritan Fairgrounds, there's going to be a free patriotic concert by the Clark County Community Band at 8 o'clock, followed by free fireworks. Also on the 3rd, it's Rockin' Independence Eve in Old Town Winchester with food and music, fireworks, and Jim Barnett Park. And finally on the 3rd, from 7 to 9:15 p.m., Middletown will be having food, crafters, and live music, followed by fireworks at dusk. And then Tuesday, Independence Day, July 4th. Middletown will be celebrating all day with food and crafters with a veterans recognition, plus softball and cornhole tournaments. An open house at the fire department from 1 to 3. From 3 to 4, it's a meet and greet with local hero Nazi Johnson with the Kansas City Chiefs. He'll be at Italian Touch. At 5 p.m., the big All-American parade through the streets of Middletown. Looking forward to announcing this with my good buddy Lisa Herndon. And after the parade, everybody's rocking with Sold Out. For all the details on Middletown's 4th, log on to middletownva.gov. Check out the section called News. Also on Facebook, Town of Middletown, Virginia. And nighttime fireworks on Tuesday the 4th at Sharando Park. So some beautiful ways to celebrate our nation's birthday and our communities. Wednesday the 5th is National Bikini Day. Yeah, July 5th, 1946, the bikini was invented. It's also National Graham Cracker Day. Love dunking my graham crackers. And then after dunking, lifting them to your mouth without them breaking and falling into the glass of milk. Thursday the 6th is International Kissing Day. It's also National Fried Chicken Day. Friday the 7th, World Chocolate Day and National Father-Daughter Take a Walk Day. Saturday the 8th, it's International Skinny Dip Day and National Freezer Pop Day. And on Sunday the 9th, it's National Dimples Day and Sugar Cookie Day. Right now, I want to introduce you to a very special athlete from Strasburg. He leaves this week for the National Senior Games in Pittsburgh. I am honored and thrilled to have on the podcast this week a buddy of mine. Our friendship goes back over 30 years. I met Lloyd Willis working at Wink FM. He's still working part-time with Wink FM, and he is training for the National Senior Games. Lloyd Willis, it is so awesome to connect with you, buddy.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you very much for having me.
You know, back when we were working together at Wink FM, I can remember you playing in a men's basketball league, and some weeks you'd be hobbling in, but you kept on going. And then didn't you play like in a senior league that went to nationals or something?
Yes, back in 2017, when I finally turned 50, I was able to go to Birmingham to participate in a 3-on-3 basketball tournament. And it was really great. Got to meet a lot of great people. Very inspiring.
So you grew up in Strasburg, and at Strasburg High School, what sports did you participate in?
Oh, at Strasburg, I played football, I wrestled, I played basketball, and I ran track and field.
Then when you went to college where and what sports there?
Oh, well, I went to Glendale State University, which is located in central West Virginia. And the first year I was there, I played football. Second year, I came back, I ran cross country, and then I ran track for 4 years. And I had a really, really great career there in track and field.
Well, you did, because aren't you on some kind of Hall of Fame there?
Yeah, I was inducted into the class of 2020 Athletic Hall of Fame at Glenville State University.
Look at that, this humble guy, and he's going to leave that out. So I'm glad I brought it up. So here you are, plus 50 now, and your knees haven't worn out. So now you're training for the National Senior Games. Maybe a word about the Senior Games, and then we'll talk about the events you're going to participate in.
Sure. The Senior Games were actually created in 1987. And they travel throughout different major cities in the United States every 2 years, depending. The national games this year are being held in Pittsburgh, which is really great because it's less than a 4-hour drive for us. We've had to travel to New Mexico and Alabama and Florida. This year, it's going to be July 7th to 18th, and they're going to be offering like 22 sports, Barry. And, if you want to get your shuffleboard out, they got it. Table tennis, they got it. But they also have events like what I will be participating in. This year, I'll be triple jumping in track and field. 2019, I went and triple jumped and got third in the country. So I'm really looking forward to that and seeing if I can get back out there and participate in that, as well as I'll be playing in 3-on-3 basketball for the 55 to 59-year-olds.
Maybe a quick reminder about what the triple jump is and how far you go, and then we'll talk about basketball.
The triple jump, basically you're running, you're doing a hop, landing on the same leg, you're doing a skip to a reverse leg, and then you're hopping into the pit as long as you can. And generally, for a person my age, anywhere between 30 and 40 feet. So that's what I'm going to be reaching out for. It's not like back in college where I still have the school record, but it's something pretty good for old man.
What was that record back in college?
Oh, the record is still in college? That's 47 feet, 2.5 inches, I believe. Yeah. And that's been there since 1987.
You almost need a pilot's license to go that far. What kind of a goal have you set for yourself, Lloyd, in the triple jump?
There's going to be 17 jumpers from across the country participating at the Nationals this year. But my goal is to place in the top 8. If I can place in the top 8, that would make me an All-American, and that would be great by me.
All righty. So now tell me about your 3-on-3 senior basketball team that's going to be participating in Pittsburgh.
Our team, which is called MDV Rocker Style, we are Maryland, District of Columbia, and Virginia.
And you guys are going to be participating in the 55 to 59-year-old group. Do they have a 70 and over category? Just asking for somebody I know.
Oh, my gosh, Barry, you wouldn't believe it. The first time I ever walked into a gym in 2017 up in Delaware, and I walked in and there was all these 80 and 85-year-old guys in there playing basketball. Now, it wasn't quite to the level that you would think a normal person would play basketball. However, they were 80 and 85-year-old gentlemen. Some of them had heart attacks or strokes or something else, but they wanted to continue with their physical abilities in their life, and so they were out there doing it. And I just wanted to mention, I did have an inspiration when I went to my first track meet, and her name was Julia Hurricane Hawkins. And you might want to look her up at some point. Well, Julia was 106 years old, Barry, and she's still running the 50 and 100 meters, and she set the world record for the 100 meters in her age group.
Unbelievable. So how far do you see yourself going, Lloyd?
Oh, gosh, maybe next year. No, but honestly, I've worked with a group of men who are a little bit younger than me, between 50 and 56, who are really dedicated to this. And as long as they can keep me going, I'd love to be able to play until I'm 70, 80. I love it.
Besides staying active, Lloyd, what else do you attribute to your longevity when it comes to playing sports and rigorous sports?
Well, good genes, to be honest with you. My father was a great athlete. He just turned 90. My mother, she's going to be turning 90 in February. And so I really have some great genes. I've also had great coaching along the way, coaches who instilled in me to take care of my body, things to do, how to stretch. And then when I got more so into coaching, now I'm with the kids, and of course they keep you young to a certain degree. They also make you older really quickly as well, but they keep you young because you're out there, you're active. I'm out there stretching with them, and I'm talking to them, showing them how to do things. It's just been really, really rewarding.
Yeah, tell us about the coaching and what you're doing now.
Well, I'm really enjoying life. I was named head track and field coach at Signal Knob Middle School this past season. I inherited some great athletes, put them through their paces, and we ended up winning the Bull Run District Championship, which is the highest that a middle school team can go, as well as setting 8 new school records, which I was really, really proud of. Then transitioned over to the Strasburg varsity, where I'm an assistant coach. I really work with the jumpers. And my jumper this year, Macy Smith, she was ranked number 1 in the state in the long and triple jump. And we went to states this year, and she won the long jump in the state, and we won the state championship. So I just had an incredibly great year in regards to track and field, and I also had opportunity to do my first track and field youth camp this year, of which we had a really good turnout first week back in June.
And also, now you're in the classroom as a substitute teacher in Shenandoah County.
Yes. I'm in the classroom now, and can you believe it? Something that I originally went to college for, but back at the time that I went to college, school teachers were making about $9,000 a year. So I had to transition over to business, and of course, that's what took me to Wink. But teaching, I've had the opportunity to teach Spanish and math and English and sports medicine. And it's just been really incredible, to the point where one of the principals has offered me a full-time position to come back and work with 6th grade math students. So I think I'm doing some things right.
Absolutely, my friend. So proud of you. So good to have you on the show.
Well, thank you very much, Barry. It was really great talking with you. And just one little note, in September, the Virginia Senior Games, which is like a precursor to the National Games where you have to go and qualify, they're going to be held in Rockingham County this year. Now, normally they're held in Lynchburg or somewhere far away, but they're going to be held in Rockingham County, just around Harrisonburg this year, which is going to be great. If anybody decides they want to participate, if they're 50 and older, they can look it up.
Well, Lloyd, all the best to you, buddy. We're riding with you. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Thank you, Barry.
A super athlete and a super friend. If you'd like to find out more about the Virginia Senior Games, you can log on to VASeniorgames.org. That's VASeniorgames.org. For the National Senior Games Association, this would be the National Senior Games, log on to nsga.com. nsga.com. So let's see if you crossed the finish line of the Brain Buster with the right answer. So the kids are on summer vacation from school. According to a recent survey, most parents are ready for that summer break to be over after how many days? Is it A, 13 days, B, 19 days, or C, 25 days? And the answer is A, 13 days. August is a long way away. Thanks so much for joining me on the podcast. Always enjoy spending this time with you. Share the website with others where they can tune into the podcast, and my email address is there as well. I would love to hear from you, where you're listening from and who you are. breakfastwithbarrylee.com. In closing, the true spirit behind the 4th of July, when we stop to commemorate this nation's heritage and celebrate our inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of a hamburger free of E. coli bacteria. Have a blessed week.